second, my peoples. I may have to just hold it up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We in the building. We in the building. Yes, sir. It's your boy Burley. We in the building. Let's keep this light on so we can have a little lights while we run through this. This is a quick live. Dre the Chemist. Yes, sir. We here. We here. This is a quick live. This is a quick live. Mars family. Mars Burley in the building. Wrench gang. We up in here. So we got a quick live because I've been holding these Marshall debates on Facebook. And, you know, I've been posing some questions. Namaste. Salute. I've been posting some questions. And some of the responses made me want to jump on here. Now, there is a thing going around with some martial artists that believe that you can be skilled in your art without sparring. You cannot. Some martial artists believe that they have these street fight encounters, and you can judge your skill by street fighting. You cannot. Judging your skill by street fighters. Lord J-Mo, blessings in abundance from the fam. He always come in the building. Lord J-Mo always come in the building right. Nothing but love to you, family. Nothing but love. Man, when you get a chance, man, send me your address so I can send you something. Because you always blessing me. So I want to bless you too, because you always blessing me. So give me your address, your addy somehow. You know, everything is confidential. Your information definitely ain't getting out, so I can send you something. But there's a lot of fighters that think they can come with this. I've been in 100 street fights, but they can't prove none of these street fights. Now, we know it's hard to record a street fight, right? Cameras may not be ready, especially back in the day before all of the phone camera was thing. The phone camera got big and stuff like that. Before that, it was really hard to tape a street fight. Now you may have a chance because everybody got a camera. So I get that, but you might as well leave that off your resume. Yeah, they still dealing with the Kung Fu Fantasy. Mars Burley, I gotta get at them. You might as well leave that off your resume, because if you can't prove it, we don't need to hear about it. Straight like that. Smash that like button, help get this video out. This is just a quick live. Had to jump on here and say a little something. You might as well just leave it off your resume. If you can prove it, then bring it and put it on your resume. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Black Ace, salute. But if you can't prove it, just leave it off your resume, because we can't believe lip service. No technical skill, right, Muhammad? No technical skill. Like I just told one brother, it's like Michael Jordan judging his skill off a street ball. Press one. That's like Michael Jordan judging his skill off of street ballers. No, Mike went to the NBA, and he showed his skills around other people that had skills. See, now that's skillful. See, when you can take your skills, Black Ace, Buffalo, New York, up in here, when you can take your skill around other people, your peers, that do what you do, practice hard, and defeat them, now you have a place to mark your skills, because you're doing it around other people that are just as good or even better than you, but you still can get off. Kimbo was a great street fighter. He won all his street bouts, but when he started the MMA, he looked like an amateur. Fact. That's what I'm saying. Michael Jordan didn't judge his skill off of street ballers, off of playing in the park. He judged his skill off of the NBA, where other brothers like him are good at the game. The same thing goes for fighting. You can't judge your skill off of street fights, because it was getting to that. They were saying that you don't need sparring for a real encounter. People, you must spar if you think you're going to be fighting for a real encounter. You must. You have to spar if you think and believe you're going to be mixed up in street fights. You have to. See, people see sparring as two men hitting each other, but it goes deeper than that. Let me tell you why. See, physical training conditions the body. Mental training, fight, study, reading books, condition the mind. Sparring conditions the soul. That's why we have mind, body, or the spirit. That's why we have mind, body, spirit. All three of those need to be conditioned and trained. And the only way to train the spirit is sparring. And you know why sparring trains the spirit? Because it trains the elements that you can't see that goes into a fight. Your heart beating too fast, adrenaline rushing into your bloodstream, choking your technique. Most people don't even understand the chemical factor that happens when you have to fight. There's a chemical response going on in your body when it's time to fight. Like when I got shot, I learned the process of why I was able to run a block and a half. I got shot and still ran a block. I don't want to say a block and a half and get me a lie. It was like a block. But you know, New York blocks are long, so it could be a block and a half. But I still ran that block with my leg hanging open, feeling no pain. You know why? Because that wonderful drug called adrenaline. That wonderful drug called adrenaline made that possible. So sparring will help you to handle the chemical response that happens in your body when it's time to fight. And if you never spar, you have never engaged that chemical thing. So when you do get in a fight, you're going to choke up. You're going to choke up. Your technique ain't going to look how it's supposed to look. Sparring also conditions the mind. It's the mind that helps condition the body to push through the... Yes, sparring can definitely help condition the mind too. Because you got to get in there against another opponent. You got to face your fears. Repetition. Facts. You got to face your fears. And you can't hurt yourself. When you in a real life situation, that other man is trying to hurt you. He's trying to put the beats on you. So to handle that, this is why that's why sparring is the simulation of the fight. Even in the army, they have simulation drills for shooting. They're not using live ammunition. They got simulated drills that help you get past the chemical reaction that helps you, that hits you when someone bucking those shots at you. Yeah, sparring safe, not reckless. Talk about it, young elder. That's a very good point, young elder. Sparring safe, not reckless. Sparring is not an ego swinging match. It's not for the ego. My teacher used to tell me sparring is the classroom. It's the classroom. That's where you learn your lessons. So any martial artist talking like they don't need to spar and they still going to activate, I don't believe you. And then when they tell me, well, I had 100 street fights. Well, prove these 100 street fights. Light, I can't prove it. Then what are we talking about? What are we talking about? You might as well, when you can simply get into the ring and spar and show us. But you know why they won't spar? Because they know how they're going to look. Because they haven't did that thing yet. They haven't approached that level of the game yet. Sparring is essential to fighting, whether you're in the ring or whether you're thinking about fighting in them streets or handling the real encounter. Another thing they try to do is separate self-defense from fighting, which is crazy. If someone attacks you and you have to defend yourself, guess what you're going to be doing? You're going to be fighting for your life. See, the essence of fighting isn't two men in the ring. The essence of fighting is the sum of everything. Bars. I just kicked the rhyme. The essence of fighting isn't just two men in the ring. The essence of fighting is the sum of everything. Bars. Because everything in your life is a fight. You fighting to survive right now. You fighting to get to the bag. You fighting to keep your relationship on track. You fighting to keep your son and daughters out of them streets. You fighting to survive in them streets. So this shallow thinking of fighting is the reason why these martial artists don't know what they're talking about. Fighting is a deep thing. Every living organism on this planet is fighting for survival right now. A fight isn't just two men in the ring. Like, where did they get this? That's an aspect of fighting. Yeah, getting in the ring, you're fighting. But self-defense is fighting. One guy told me, nah, like war and combat. War is fighting. Guess what you're going to do in the war? You're going to fight, right? If you go to war, you are fighting. Even if you're strategizing this war about the fight. I'm losing my connection. Oh, my connection is getting fuzzy. Pardon that. My connection got real fuzzy. But as I was saying, all of the things that go into war is for the basic fight. We got to fight, so we got to strategize. We got to have the right amount. We got to have the army right. Our army has to be trained correctly. They need to be practicing. But all that goes back to the fight. The mind is the primary actor. Everything begins with a thought. Fighting is a science. Yes, but also the spirit. The spirit, too, is what encompasses both to me. The spirit is the big mother of the mind and body. Yeah, we have mind and body, but we have spirit. And what is the spirit? The spirit is our connection to the Most High, the infinite intelligence, the universe. Because we are the universe in flesh. We are the representation of the universe in flesh form. So yes, the mind has a place, but the spirit is big. See, your mind helps you strategize for the war, right? Your body is conditioned to fight the war, right? The spirit is the cause. Why are you fighting? That's why we heard about the Spartans, the 300. It was their spirit that made 300 men face an army. Not your mind, because mentally your mind to check out. Your mind will say 300 against the army, that we can't win that. We ain't got enough men. Because your mind is thinking logically. But it's your spirit, your cause. What's your email? Lightburley52 at Yahoo, Lord JMO. Lightburley52 at Yahoo. It's your spirit. You must have a good cause. See, if you fighting for a bad cause, chances are you may lose that fight, like a bully. A bully is not fighting from a good cause. He's trying to take yours. Pause. But the person that's being bullied, that overthrows the bully, see, he has a cause. His spirit is big because he's saying, I'm not going to let this person oppress me. Just like when slaves fought back, that was their spirit. Their mind would have told them, nah, man, we can't win. Can't win. They got slave masters everywhere. They on horses, but your spirit can't be contained if you fighting for a good cause. So it's mind, body, spirit. And spirit is sharpened by sparring. Spirit is sharpened by the simulation. Spirit is sharpened by having a good cause. I had one guy told me his teacher used to take his students out the bar to start fights. That's crazy. That's not a teacher. What teacher will take his student out to the bar or to a place to start fights, to get killed? That's crazy. That is not a way to judge your skill. Because look at Iron Mike Tyson. He was knocking people out in the ring and in the street. Because what he learned in the ring was how to throw a big left hook. That's what he learned. So that big left hook works in the ring and it works in the street. So don't let people fool you with that, oh, you just sparring. That's not real. Yes, you are. Sparring is real fighting. The simulation fighting. It's real. It can help. Because if you're not simulating what you're actually trying to do, chances are you're going to choke up in real time. You're going to choke. Everything has a simulation. Even before rappers do a concert, they have a simulated concert before then. I've done it. You have to practice. So when the crowd comes, you're ready. So anybody trying to tell you they can fight without the simulation, they are lying. Or if they can, they are very special people. Very, very special. And that means the anomalies. And we can't make the rule off anomalies. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying just because one person won the lottery, everybody will win the lottery. No, we can't make rules off anomalies. Because we know the only absolute that we understand is death. That's the only true absolute. Everything else is up in the air. But still, that's why we need general. We need to be general with it because we can't make rules off the anomaly. Facts. Sparring is the stage rehearsal. Thank you, Spaz. Yes, it's the stage rehearsal for the real thing. And if anybody knows, if you ain't rehearsing for the real thing, what's going to happen? chances are you're going to fail. You ain't going to look good. Because everything needs rehearsal. Let me turn my light back on. Oh, pardon, people. Everything needs rehearsal. You can't do this. You can't fight without sparring, people. And don't let the people, and don't let these martial artists who haven't grown in their ways.
You need to spar. You need to sharpen your soul. You need to sharpen the spirit. And sparring, as the young warrior says, doesn't have to be reckless. You don't have to hurt yourself, but you still need to get in there. Understand what it feels like to be hit. You got to know what happens when you get hit. Most people don't even know their reactions after getting hit if you haven't tested it. Just like getting shot. I didn't know my reactions until I got shot. He shot me, I ran. Now, maybe if I would have had a weapon, even then, if I would have had a weapon, I can't really say what I would have done because I didn't train to be shot and shoot back. I didn't train that. I want to believe I would have, but he shot me, I ran. I wasn't in constant gun battles, but if I was, I probably could have judged my reactions better, right? But I had no simulation. So when he shot me, I ran. And luckily I ran because he could have killed me. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is that simulation matters. Everything, even the Army has simulation. CIA, all of these top levels, they're not doing simulations for the F of it. You have to get used to what you're doing. Even a police dog, I was looking at this one thing where they fire a cap gun next to a dog's ear, and it's jumping. Every time they bust it off, the dog jumps. But they keep doing it to the dog stops jumping. So when the dog is running after you, chasing the bad guy, and the bad guy starts shooting, the dog ain't going to stop running. He conquered that fear. They've simulated this so much that he was able to conquer that fear. Sparring matters, people. You have to spar if you're thinking about using your art in real time or going into the ring. Now, maybe if you ain't thinking about doing those things, then okay. Like wushu people, the people that just do the forms. They don't have to get in the ring because all they doing is wushu. They but they still practicing. So do not be misled. Uncle Burley ain't going to let you be misled. As long as I got air in my lungs, I'm going to kick that real. I'm going to kick that real and keep it real with this art of fighting because I've done it for so many years. And I know it. I understand it. Now, I ain't got it all the way wrapped in. I ain't saying 360, but I understand it. And I understand that, as I said before, your greatest hater is yourself. That's why you must do simulations, because your greatest hater is you. And you have to prove to you that you're ready to do it. But once you prove to you that you're ready to do it, it gets done. Plain and simple. Like I said, this was a quick live. I'll be back tomorrow, but I want to thank everybody that was on the chat, especially my homie Lord J-Mo, who always come in the building, but everybody in the chat. I appreciate you. Nothing but love from Uncle Burley. I'll see you tomorrow.